Hey everyone, welcome back to Hannah and Joe Travel. We got sick of the winter blues and decided to book ourselves a post-Christmas week in warmer weather via the Norwegian Encore. This is our first ever cruise vlog and only the second cruise of my life, so don't be too harsh on my narration, and thanks for joining us on this adventure.
What's up everyone? We are here in the cruise terminal port in Miami. This is Terminal B is for Norwegian, so make sure you get off at B. Our Lyft driver got a little confused, but we made it eventually, so excited to be here. Our boarding group is up next.
So, pro tip, when we tried to call our Uber, Lyft, whatever it was, it said it'd take about a half hour to get here, and it did. But once you're in like the island that has all the cruise ships, it's, as he said, kind of confusing. So maybe buffer in an extra like 15-20 minutes, because it can be pretty crazy and pretty crowded and pretty confusing. We did get our boarding group. We are boarding group 14. We've been here for about a half hour total now. It's saying it's about 11, a little after 11 now. And they actually just called boarding groups 11 and 12. So we're actually going to be called next. So we've only been waiting here maybe half hour, 45 minutes when it's all said and done. So overall, not a bad process. And in fact, you can actually see the other boarding groups boarding right now. So it's kind of fun just to sit here and people watch a little bit. And there's some art to look at and exhibits. So it's really not a bad process at all.
So we are getting ready to get on the boat, so we will see you guys on board in just a minute. We are about to cross the threshold. We are over the water right now. We're headed to our muster station. There we are. We take the stairs as often as possible because we are going to be overeating for the entirety of this week. So this is the best we can do. Oh, Food Republic. That's dinner tonight. We'll follow Hannah. She might know where she's going. Good news, right next to our muster drill, there's a bar. All right, we just did our muster drill. So we're standing here at the bar. Do I get a beer?
You should.
Hannah says I should. And she is the boss, so you know what we're gonna do. I beat a strawberry lager, not because I thought it sounded the best, but because I thought it sounded the most interesting. Alright, admittedly this one's on me. I wanted to try something different. It's okay. The strawberry is not super strong, but it is kind of a weird flavor for beer. I don't think I'll be getting any more of these, but a good one to start the trip off with.
So we were reading online that if you weren't able to get reservations for your preferred dining on the app, which is really hard, there was like nothing left when we checked to go like one of the restaurants, and you could just go do it in person. So we're trying to get up to our room to drop our stuff off, and we found this where you can actually like log into your account. I'll show you where the reservations are, so you can actually make reservations, like reservation availability. You tap in, put in your room number. Say I want to dine for two. It's for two. And it shows if you already have a reservation. So right now I'm looking at today, Saturday. So I don't want today, because I already have a reservation for today. I can check like tomorrow and my preferred time, say, let's just say 6:30. And there's all sorts of stuff open. So since we have some specialty restaurant credits, it's like, okay, we may as well go ahead and like see if we can get these now. Like, I really want to do Palomar. Do you want to do Palomar tomorrow, Joe?
Let's do Palomar tomorrow.
Love it. Palomar is a Mediterranean restaurant, and it looks really good. Okay.
Also shows you where on the ship it is.
That is so fun. So we haven't cruised in like 5 years, and these boats have become so much more like high tech, and even like the last 5 years. So I'm just exploring and learning new things, and it's great. Sure. I might go edit these later. Just depends on like when we're in port and how long we're in port. Hey.
Hey, success.
All right, so we already booked Food Republic for tonight. So that's our 3 specialty dining that we have. All right, and you can see that the restaurants are like literally filling up as we spent like 10 minutes doing this. All right, to the room.
I do like they have the current status though too, so you know like, hey, if you want to go to the local, it might be a minute, but maybe try Savor instead. All right, to the room.
Let's do it. Yeah, so we're on our deck for where our room is, deck 13. Our rooms aren't ready yet. They have all the doors closed. See, there's a sign. Getting staterooms in shape. One thing that is nice is we are on the same deck as the medical center. It is an additional cost, but it is nice to know that if you have something happen on board, they can take care of a lot.
They also do just have this little vending machine. Again, they way upcharge. But like,
But if you really need something.
if you forgot the essentials, on you. The hours for the clinic.
Yeah, this is very expensive.
Yeah, try not to have an emergency on board.
But I've heard that like if you do have an emergency on board, you can try and get your health insurance to cover some of it. But this is just what they charge.
All right.
But good to know, just in case.
Just give you guys a quick overview of where everything is. Just a quick overview. You can feel free to pause the video at any time and check all these out on your own.
While we waited for our room to be ready, we headed over to Taste, one of the ship's main dining rooms, for lunch. For starters, we got the hush puppies, which were pretty solid. Hannah ordered a Cobb salad as her entree, and I got the fish and chips. Hannah really enjoyed the Cobb salad as a light and refreshing option. My fish and chips were pretty good as well. Service was a bit slow as the dining room was crowded, but that's just one of those things you have to expect on a full ship. For dessert, I got the orange chocolate mousse, which was good, but the orange jello was a bit of a strange addition, and Hannah got the creme caramel.
Right, we are on board the Norwegian Encore, and we have stateroom number 13202. This is a club suite balcony. Come on in. All right. So first of all, as far as cruise rooms go, this is one of the bigger rooms you can get. That's not a full suite that they have on some ships, and not in the Haven, which is like a special ship within a ship concept that they have. Both are a lot more expensive, so we opted for let's get something nice and a little bit more space, not an inside room, although I kind of like those too, if I can be completely honest, but we want to splurge a little bit, so let's get the club suite balcony. So for starters, you walk on in and immediately is your bathroom. It's a little crowded in here. So first of all, there is a step up, so you have to be careful, especially if you're difficult with steps or maybe had a few too much in the drinks package. But one of the perks of getting the club suite balcony over the regular balcony room is a much bigger bathroom. So first of all, you have your double vanity here, and even with the double vanity, you still have a fair amount of space around to go put stuff, and of course, a little shelf you can put more things. You have a couple of your cups right here, so if you want some water or just something, I like to use them to like put like my toothbrush in and a toothpaste, and just it kind of holds it so they're not like laying on the counter, or like makeup brushes, that sort of thing. Of course, you have your hand soap, a nice container of it so it doesn't go everywhere. You have some drawers underneath here for some more storage, which again, cruise ships and cruise rooms, you don't have a lot of space. So anything that takes advantage of the space is what you really like. And then the real appeal of this room is a massive shower. Now, by cruise standards, this is a pretty big shower for like standard rooms. Again, we're going to discount the Haven. Some of those have some fancy bathrooms. I'm not jealous. But we do have a pretty nice size shower. You can actually like fit in here, and I mean, is it like massive? No. Could you fit like comfortably like 2 people, maybe 3 people in here? Like it's pretty big size. Another cool thing about this is you have like a spa shower, right? So you have these extra nozzles. So when you turn it on, I'm not going to, since wearing clothes and I want to wear these later. You can get all these extra like jets at you. Another thing to note, maybe you're out on the port and you went swimming, or you're in the pool, you went swimming, you got like wet somehow. They do have a clothes hanger that you can pull this out and attach it to the other side, and you can hang your wet bathing suit or a towel or something like that, or anything else you want to just hang up. That way you're not putting it on your balcony, which you don't want your stuff falling off and into the ocean. You're never going to get it back. All right. So right outside the bathroom, you have a couple of other things, like your temperature control that doesn't tell you the actual number, but you can do, up, down, whatever. You have buttons for makeup room and do not disturb, right? So if you want your steward to come make up your room, awesome. Or if you don't want anyone to come bother you, you got that too. You also have where you put your key card, just for your awareness, because we didn't figure this out at first. You do need to put your key card in here in order to like turn all the electricity off in the room. Of course, if you don't want to use your key card, you could probably use like a regular credit card or like a rewards card of some sort, just whatever plastic thing you have that fits in there. And of course, light switches for the bathroom and the hallway right here. Now across from the bathroom, you have 2 hooks, which is very nice because again, space is limited and places you can hang things are at a premium. So I really like that they have this. And I'll probably like put my purse here later. All right, of course you have your full length mirror. So you can check yourself out or check out Joe.
And then the main event, the main bedroom. So we of course have our bed in sort of a double together queen size ish configuration. You can have them separated, so if you're with a friend or whatever, you each have your own like twin bed. You have a nice sized closet over here. Comes with robes, which is fun. Of course, we have some of our bags already in here. It is two-sided, so you have one side right here. On the other side, you have sort of cubbies to put more storage. You also have a small-ish safe. I do warn you, it is small. I wouldn't be able to fit like a full-size laptop in there, but you could probably fit like a smaller-ish like iPad, wallet, keys, any other valuables you have in that regard. Just keep in mind, like, you won't fit a laptop in there. Coming around the other side is sort of the living area of this room. So of course you have pretty decent sized couch. I think this can turn into a third bed if you need it. So you're traveling again with friends, or maybe you're a couple with a kid. This would turn into an extra bed. I've heard some also have like pull down beds. This room doesn't have that, but that's okay. It's just the two of us. We don't need it. And then of course you have your sort of like makeup getting ready area. There's some more storage down here at the bottom. Not like a ton, but again, your space is a premium. You can just shove some stuff in there. Call it a day. You got one. You have your mini fridge down here. So it's not super large, but you probably won't need it. It comes pre-stocked with some sparkling waters. They are extra, so you can drink them. Just keep in mind you'll get the charge. And then we had some waters that came with our when we booked. We got like free waters with ours because of promotion, so we already just threw some of them in here to chill them off from when we might want them. Of course, one of the other perks of being in the club balcony suite is that they do have a few like hors d'oeuvres that they'll give you throughout. Is it a perk I would necessarily pay for? Probably not. But is it nice that like we show up and there's chocolate covered strawberries? Like that's kind of nice. I'm not super hungry right now, but I might be by the end of this tour. It also comes with a bottle of sparkling wine, which again, nice. I mean, if you have the free at sea package or the unlimited beverage package, is it that useful? Eh. Is it kind of nice to have, so you just have it in your room and you just feel like being luxurious one night? That is also nice. And then we also got an extra bottle of water, again, as a promotion, just with like when we booked. Or I'm sorry, wine. We got an extra bottle of wine when we booked, just as a promotion for when we booked. So this is not like standard, it's just a gift for me. And of course, here's the rest of our waters. They came with our promotion. And of course, the best part is the balcony. So we're still in port, we haven't left yet. We actually just got into our room. This slides open kind of nicely. And we have our balcony. Not massive, but still nice. It's a place you can pretty easily sit, enjoy yourself, maybe enjoy that bottle of sparkling wine, and enjoy the views. In this case, we actually have a pretty nice view of Miami. We are cruising out of Miami. So I can't complain. We're on the good side of the ship. If we're on the other side of the ship, you can see like where like the cargo terminal is. So like it's kind of cool to like look at just to see all the cargo, but it's not as pretty as like the Miami cityscape, right? So yeah, hope you enjoyed this room.
After checking out our room, we decided to explore the ship a bit more, making a stop at the railing to watch as the ship pulled away from port.
We're sailing away.
Double fisting.
Bye, Florida. Bye, America.
Then we decided to relax for a bit before dinner and stopped over at Spice H2O, which is the adults only part of the ship, and tried the cocktail of the day.
So I got the signature drink from the bar. It was this banana rumble. I'll put the menu here so you can see what all was in it, because I filmed it, but I don't remember what all he put in it. But it matches my shirt, so banana rumble. Cheers.
It doesn't look like it's made of bananas.
It doesn't taste at all like bananas.
Okay.
It's not bad. It's rum, because banana rumble, because, puns. It's not bad. Kind of fruity. It's not crazy sweet, which I like. Actually, it's pretty good. I would get this again. It does not taste like banana at all. I'm sure there's banana something in it, but I don't know. Fruity, not crazy sweet. Kind of tastes like it tastes like a medicine that you could probably get your kid to take, but don't give this to your kid.
Once the banana rumbles were done, we headed off to dinner at Food Republic. This is sort of an Asian fusion type restaurant with a Latin tapas twist. We got 3 specialty dining credits when booking the cruise, so this is 1 credit down. At Food Republic, each person gets to order 4 plates from the menu from this delightful little touchscreen. To maximize the experience, Hannah and I opted to select all different items to allow us to try 8 things total. Those 8 things were Sashito peppers,
Hannah likes it.
Spicy at all, and they have like a little like some sort of sweet-ish like brown sauce, like a Chinese style brown sauce. It's so good.
steak salad, dragon roll, volcano roll, pork bao buns, pho.
Steak.
You are insane. You are absolutely insane. There it is. The hubris.
No, it's good.
Peruvian beef skewers, and pad thai. After trying all 8 of the plates, here's how Hannah and I ranked them from best to least best. Overall, we did really enjoy most of the plates and would come back again. This was a good use of a specialty dining credit in our opinion. We wrapped up at Food Republic and headed to the main theater for Levity Live, the ship's adult-only comedy show to close the night. Couldn't film during the show, but both comics were hilarious and definitely worth seeing.
Day 1 at sea, and we're saying good morning to Cuba. Good morning, Cuba.
The next morning was a sea day, so we took it easy and spent the day mostly posted up at Spice H2O, but for breakfast and lunch we opted for Garden Cafe. This is the buffet on the ship, and since it was a sea day, it was understandably crowded. Overall, we enjoyed Garden Cafe. None of the food is blow you away amazing, but there's a good variety, including Indian and East Asian stations at lunch, so you're really able to mix and match your plate, or plates, no judgment, into something perfect for you. The Encore has a ton of pool deck space, but when the ship is completely full like it was for this voyage, it fills up quickly, so don't take too long to grab your seat each day. The deck has a huge TV that plays major sports and music and sometimes movies. There's also some water slides and a kids' pool area. As we moved into the evening, we decided to explore the ship more, including walking around the Deck 8 shipside observation area.
I recommend not looking at the sun.
Wise words from Hannah. Don't look at the sun.
This is the perfect area to watch a sunset, grab those sunset pics, maybe with a refreshing drink before dinner.
I'm gonna ask the bartender which one to get, but sound off in the chat which one you think sounds the best. I got the croissant Mai Tai. The croissant Mai Tai. It was really cool. I love that they put the little almonds on it, so let's try it. Nothing about that really screams croissant. It kind of mostly just tastes like a regular Mai Tai. It's very, very sweet. I don't think I would drink 2 of these, but it's fun. It's nice. It doesn't look very tropical, but it tastes very tropical, so not bad.
Nice and sour. I asked for them to be less sweet because I love mojito, but I usually use too much simple syrup, and especially in cruises where they try to be more sugary for more people. So it's less sugar, but more sour. So I like that a lot. For sure, so you get the tiniest hint of jalapeno, and they have some fresh jalapeno in there, as well as fresh cucumber. So I really like this. This is really good.
I got the spicy passion. It's not on the menu, but we did see, just as he was making it, the spice comes from Tabasco, so try it. So the first thing that hits you is that sweet from the passion fruit, which is nice, but it is a little sweet. But then you get that kick of Tabasco at the end. It kind of lingers on your throat. This is actually pretty nice. I like this one too. This is a good bar. Good choice by Hannah.
For dinner that night, we went to the Manhattan room, the ship's main dining room. For our appetizers, Hannah got the French onion soup, and it was a little disappointing. A little too salty and needed more cheese. I got the cheese ravioli, and it was good, but even for an appetizer portion, 2 raviolis just isn't enough. For my entree, I got the pork chop, and it was pretty solid. Good choice by me, no complaints. Hannah got the flounder, nicely fried and crispy, and the salad was pleasantly light to balance. However, Hannah isn't a tartar sauce fan, and the fish was a little bland without it, so more seasoning would have made this a real win. The carrot cake was also solid. I enjoyed the whipped cream cheese frosting, and it wasn't dry at all. If you like carrot cake, this will do the job for you. But for this review, I saved Hannah's dessert choice for last because it is by far the best. The mint chocolate hazelnut mousse. This is the best thing we've eaten on the ship so far for any course of any meal, period. Hannah threatened to order 5 more. It's mint-infused chocolate mousse with basically the equivalent of crushed up Ferrero Rocher mixed in throughout. To finish the night, we headed over to the Cavern Club for the Beatles Experience, a Beatles tribute band that each night plays a different era of Beatles music, so you never end up seeing the same show twice in one cruise. The Cavern Club isn't huge, and seating for this show goes fast, so if you don't want to try your luck with standing room only, be sure to get there early.
Cuba is long gone, and when we wake up in the morning, we'll be in Honduras. Good night, first day at sea.
Good morning, everyone. We are almost to Honduras. It's day 3, Monday morning. And over here at Spice H2O, they have like these day beds in front of the pool where we find ourselves today. Just hanging out in the day beds. So we're gonna relax, might go ashore later. We'll see what the day holds. It is kind of overcast. There's getting overcast. There's a chance of rain. So who knows what this day has in store, but we'll find out together. So our drink of the day, because it's Monday, is the Mango Meltdown. So let's try it. Mango Meltdown. Ooh, it is sweet.
Well, duh.
Not bad, but a little too sweet for me. I don't think I'll be getting too many of these today, but not bad.
So as you can see behind us, one of the hazards of traveling in the tropics is it's allowed to rain, and there's nothing you can do about that. Honestly, this is the reason to get a balcony room, but if you don't have one, just find a good bar to post up at. It's not anybody's fault on the boat that it's raining, but honestly, rain can be fun too. Just relax. So
Honestly, I think this is really pretty. Sitting on the balcony, read a book, drink a drink, go get a drink from the bar. And it's kind of pretty. It seemed like the tropical rainforest with a little bit of rain.
look at it all back there. As the ship docked in Honduras, there was a flood of people to get off the boat, so we opted to stop by the local for lunch while it wasn't too crowded. Hannah ordered the Coney Island hot dog and enjoyed it, especially the fries, which were nice and crispy. I opted for the Wrangler burger, also pretty good. I'd recommend if you're craving a burger but want something more adventurous than just a regular one, go for this. For dessert, we opted to split the raspberry cheesecake, and we both really enjoyed it. Solid cheesecake texture, would definitely order again.
We're in Honduras.
Rain's finally stopped.
Rain has stopped.
Thinking of trying to explore.
So I don't think we're gonna do too much today in port. There's nothing, we didn't book any excursions, we didn't really want to do anything, but
Around, maybe see if there's something to buy for friends.
yeah. This kind of looks like a little market area. We're just gonna go check that out, see what there is to see. It's fun. It's just a little tourist trap, shops, bars. It's exactly what you think. Buy your tobacco, take it back on the cruise.
You want to buy stuff for people.
Yeah. It's an
stuff,
It's fun, it's colorful, it's an excuse to get off the boat and walk around for a bit. Just some really incredible t-shirts here. The fun shirts you see in a cruise port. Well, to be fair, it is my store.
You want to go into this Piranha Joe?
It is Piranha Joe. I feel like I should look inside real quick. I actually would wear that.
You could really like this off.
I could wear that. All right, this is just my little PSA, because when you come around the shops at Roatan, you're gonna see tons of sloths. Just for the record, sloths are not native to Roatan. They do not live here. They were brought here specifically for tourist attractions. It's kind of gross. Don't do that to sloths. So that was Roatan. Time to get back on the ship. Honestly, not too bad. We walked around, we did some shopping, we bought some overpriced souvenirs for some friends. Overall, a fine experience in port.
Fun times in the observation lounge right now. Objectively very pretty. Speaking of objectively very pretty, For dinner that night, we used our second specialty dining credit on Caye's Steakhouse. This is probably the most popular restaurant on the ship, so be sure to get your reservations early. For my appetizer, I got the crab cake. It had a surprising amount of crab, very good, would recommend. We split the jumbo shrimp, and the shrimp was actually jumbo. No complaints there. The cocktail sauce gets a little bit lost in the lettuce, but no big deal. Hannah got the wedge salad, and the wedge salad is great, but you need an accomplished knife skill to be able to tame this beast, but we do love a good wedge. Hannah and I both ordered the filet for our entree, and it was nicely cooked, flavor was solid, but as far as filet goes, a little disappointed in how tough it was. You expect filet to be butter smooth, and this was more like the consistency of a New York strip, not filet mignon. As for our sides, the mushrooms are great, no notes, get the mushrooms. The fries are exactly what you want them to be. Broccoli is broccoli, it's fine. The risotto was okay, not great, definitely our weakest option for the side dishes. Skip it, just get more mushrooms. Hannah's dessert was the cheesecake, and it was good, not as good as the lunch cheesecake. But the 7-layer cake is amazing.
I work hard, so I deserve this.
It's close, but this was my favorite dessert on the ship. 10 out of 10, cannot recommend enough.
She's beauty, she's grace, she's 7-layer cake.
With dinner done, we headed over to the Social for the adults-only comedy show. Didn't want to film and spoil the act, but the comedy shows on the Encore were a hit every time.
Good morning, everyone. It is day 4. Day 4. Days don't really mean anything when you're on a cruise ship. But today is day 4, which means we are about to pull into Harvest Caye in Belize, which is Norwegian's private island. We're gonna get off the ship and enjoy a beach day, but for now, we're gonna enjoy some coffee on our balcony and a little light breakfast. And just kind of enjoy how calm it is out here this morning.
So it is almost 8 a.m., which means it's almost time to get off the boat. So I'm gonna have the Breakfast of Champions beer. This is the special Norwegian beer. This is their European pale lager that they have here on the ship. I guess they make it or somebody makes it specially for them. So let's try it out because it's almost 8 a.m., which means the bar is open.
What I feel kind of bad is that we're now on day 4 of this ship, and we only realized that they had their own beer like last night.
Yeah.
So we probably would have tried this several days ago because we're big beer fans.
Sure.
May as well try something different.
It's a beer. It's kind of like a slightly elevated light beer. It's not Bud Light or Miller Light. It's more on the line of like a Heineken, but it's pretty good, especially for 8 o'clock in the morning. So it's cold, it's fresh, it's beer.
So noted. This is kind of a long walk to Harvest Caye, so if you need a shuttle, they have one. We're just gonna hoof it. We're feeling good, it's morning.
Get the steps in after all the khakis last night.
Yeah, no kidding, we need it. Stay to the left if you're walking. I do understand the desire for the carts. Definitely faster.
You're on one of those first ones.
I walk fast, but not faster than a golf cart.
When everyone's getting off the boat, there's probably quite a bit of a line. It didn't seem like there was much line, but you're walking over with one of the first people off the boat.
Yeah, we were already ready this morning. We got up early just because that's what we do. We're feeling good, but this is not a short walk by any means. There are benches along the way if you need them. Here we are.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning. Welcome to paradise, all right? Good morning. You all better believe it. If you don't believe it now, you'll never believe it again, all right?
Ample signage.
Pool's down that way, but I think we're thinking beach today.
Well, eventually.
I do think we'll try the pool later, but I think for right now, we're just trying to go find ourselves a nice place to post up.
So one thing I note is that, although this is a private island, the food and drinks are included. You do have to pay for that sort of stuff here. I thought we'd go a bit further down.
I think Hannah's right. Don't just take these ones up front. I'm sure they'll always be there, but
Splash pad for kids.
yeah. Not to mention they have these big beach wheelchairs, so really is fun for the whole family here. If you have kids, this is not bad.
Like, I want to go play in that.
Honestly, I would.
I could probably get away with it.
It's pretty warm this morning, so I kind of just want to be in water.
Oh, notice they also have clamshells. They are for a cost, though. You can rent them.
But there's honestly a lot of umbrellas. None of these seats are taken either. Like, there's plenty of seating.
I was thinking, like, the farther down we go, the less people are going to like want to walk all that way. So we're the only boat today. Occasionally there is too, so that's something to keep in mind.
As far as if you want to maybe reserve a clamshell or reserve, we also have cabanas a bit further down. And maybe just walk by and check them out. Since we're there on the boat, but we are a completely full boat, so there's like 4,000 people on board.
It's like 4,300. It's a lot.
It's a lot. So some people, of course, are doing excursions and such. I'm expecting it to still get pretty crowded, even though this is like a ton of loungers. I mean, we're just early risers, so we're the first ones off.
Here's the lighthouse. Sorry. You're right, it's the flight house. You can see the wires up there. All right. I'm gonna tilt you down. And 3, 2, 1. Microsoft screensaver image. There's the boat back that way. Look at that. Throw that into slow-mo with some beach music.
Now that we've got our seats for the day, you might be wondering, how long actually was that walk from the ship to these seats? Lucky for you, I had to run all the way back to the ship to get some extra towels for the day, so we're gonna find out.
Let's play a game. So I'm here at the boat, got our towels, and we're gonna monitor on my watch how far of a walk is it from the towel stand all the way to our chairs. Let's go. Okay, everyone, that's our seat right there. Hannah's over there reading. Just past the lighthouse. And that took us 0.61 miles in about 10.5 minutes. Don't be afraid to take the shuttle if you need to. But if you do feel like walking, it's a very pleasant walk, so make your own choices that are best for you.
We chose to post up the beach mostly because we love the ocean, but there's a ton of stuff to do on this island, including the zip line, shopping, bars and restaurants, which you do have to pay for, even if you have the drink packets on the ship, a massive pool, and even a small zoo.
Back in the room now, watching as we pull away from Harvest Caye. Final thoughts, honestly, just a really fun day. Both Hannah and I really enjoyed it. Would happily come back to Harvest Caye any day. We basically spent the whole day. We were one of the last ones off the island to come back to the ship. Honestly, we were just beaten all aboard call, and that was totally worth it.
I would love a cruise of just like all private island days. That would be great.
You want to say goodbye to Harvest Caye as we leave it?
Not really.
No, goodbye Harvest Caye. Thank you for a wonderful day.
Don't leave me, Harvest Caye.
With Harvest Caye behind us, we headed back to the Manhattan room for dinner for the evening. For our appetizers, we got the Shanghai pot stickers, which were okay, a little oversteamed, but the flavor was decent. The Asian noodle salad, however, was disappointing. Pretty bland, and the noodle texture was mushy and just not good. Hannah's Asian-style fish entree was also disappointing. The spicy Sichuan sauce was not spicy and didn't really have that signature Sichuan peppercorn flavor at all. The rice was oversteamed and bland, and with the sauce not really adding anything, the fish itself also pretty bland. I got the chicken cordon bleu. It was pretty good. The cheese sauce was nice, especially because the chicken was pretty dry, so that kind of helped balance it out. For dessert, we got the no sugar added chocolate cake. Pretty good considering it was no sugar added. The cake by itself was pretty dry, but combined with the whipped frosting, not bad. The cannoli was okay. The ricotta was too runny, but the flavor was pretty good, and the shell was actually very nicely fried and crunchy. All that said, not the best night for the Manhattan room. For our after-dinner entertainment, we headed to the main show stage to see Icons the Band, which is basically just covers of popular rock songs performed by the same crew that does the Choir of Man show. It was really fun, definitely worth going to see, but not as good as the Choir of Man show.
Morning, it's a sea day. Hannah's having her coffee. Kind of choppy, rainy seas outside. And the deck upstairs is all still wet, so we decided to try sit-down breakfast today. We're at Savor. And we're looking forward to a nice leisurely breakfast. Our fruit salad and my belady have arrived. Starting the day off pretending to be healthy. Both Hannah and I got the eggs Benny. Hannah, will you do us the honors of a yolk cut?
perfect.
She's beautiful.
You know, eggs Benny can be a little hit or miss sometimes, and I get it. They're making these mass produced. But this is a perfect egg yolk.
We also opted for a side of white bread toast with orange marmalade and what I'm assuming is strawberry jam, but we will find out.
Strawberry-ish.
It's red. Kind of rainy to start the sea day. So we're gonna spend the morning in the observation lounge.
After riding out the rain in the observation lounge, we headed back to Savor for lunch. For our appetizer, we got the shrimp fritters, which were so good, we actually ordered another plate of them. This might be the best appetizer we've had on the cruise so far. The meatball slider was also great. Hefty and could be a main course on its own if you wanted a lighter lunch. Definitely would get again. We also got the Caesar salad, which was decent. Nothing special, but we felt like we needed to eat something green. The croutons, though, weren't worth the calories. Hannah got the pho, and it was okay, a little on the salty side. I got the fish tacos, and they were great. Perfectly fried fish, the slaw and pico are very flavorful and complimentary. It comes with 2, which is plenty, but I probably could have eaten 4 of these tacos. I subbed fries in for the chips it normally comes with, which is a great choice. Definitely would order again. For these sea days, I'd highly recommend always checking the Freestyle Daily for what's happening on the ship. They leave it outside your room every day, and it can be a lifesaver if you're looking for a way to kill time before a dinner reservation or just to ride out a rainstorm. For dinner that night, we used our final specialty dining credit on Palomar, the seafood restaurant. For our first appetizer, we got grilled prawns, and these were great. My only problem is I could easily eat 30 of these, but you only get 3. It's a light char, great seasoning, all around just a really good appetizer. Hannah got the beet salad, and it was not at all what we expected. She did like it, and the beets were good, but it was very light. She kind of wished it was served over greens, so something more like a traditional salad. My seafood salad was awesome. The sauce was nice, and all the seafood was cooked perfectly, not at all chewy. The variety of different seafood was a great mix. For the entree, we got the filet mignon, and it's exactly what we'd hoped for when we ordered it at Cagney's. Much more tender, perfectly cooked, and all the sides we ordered were good. For dessert, the dark chocolate mousse was next in what is becoming a long line of excellent chocolate desserts for the Encore. The texture was perfect, no notes, and please give me 3 more of them. This was by far the best start-to-finish meal of the trip so far. The next day, we docked for our final stop of the voyage in Cozumel. Once again, we didn't make any plans for onshore, we just headed into the cruise port to see whatever we could see. And here's what we saw.
To get off the pier and into Cozumel, you gotta walk through the duty free. Respect the hustle. One-stop shopping. Everything you need. What you got there, Hannah?
Something for your dad?
He would love that. Hell of a claim to fame.
With Cozumel explored, it was back to the ship for lunch and another stop at the local. This time, I opted to try the spicy buffalo wings. The wings were good, quality chicken. The buffalo sauce was lacking. Not spicy, not special. I should have gone for one of the other sauces.
You made it.
We are pulling away from Cozumel, along with our friends from Royal Caribbean. Back out to sea, one more sea day ahead of us, and then home to the US of A.
We're out of specialty dining credits, so it's back to the Manhattan Room for dinner. And y'all, the Manhattan Room redeemed itself from our last disappointing dinner there. Hannah started with the baked brie salad. It was very nice. Excellent pastry to go with a nice light salad. The meatballs were very good thanks to the spicy marinara. It was actually spicier in a great way than the buffalo sauce with the wings from lunch. We had some leftover cruise credit from the promotion we got when we booked, so we decided to get our entrees from the Cagney's menu, which costs extra. And the ribeye was a star. Perfectly cooked, perfectly seasoned, and you know a steak is good when the steak sauce actually makes it worse than just having it as it is. Hannah opted for the surf and turf, also a really great choice. These meals were definitely better than what we'd gotten previously from the Manhattan Room, though I don't know if I'd fully endorse spending more money on them. But if you've got onboard cruise credit to burn, treat yourself! After dinner, we were back at the main show stage for Choir of Man, the signature show on the Norwegian Encore. This bar set doesn't just look cool, it's an actual functional bar, and before the show, they invited the audience on stage to pour them a beer.
Who wants a drink? Yes? Oh, come on!
The show itself is a wild and fun musical extravaganza, and I would for sure recommend seeing it at least once while you're on board. Morning, everyone. It is our final full day here on the cruise. It's a sea day. It's a sea day today. I think now we're gonna go find ourselves some breakfast and enjoy our last full day on the ship. See you at breakfast. Actually, one quick pit stop before breakfast. Still had that onboard credit to spend and time was running out, so we decided to check out the on-ship Starbucks. Everything here costs extra, but if you really need your Starbucks fix, it's located next to the information desk on deck 6. Hannah really wanted a fancy coffee, so it's onboard credit well spent. We're back at Taste for breakfast today, and our meal comes with a lovely view. I went for the Belgian waffle, which was a pretty good choice. The caramel sauce and banana are good, though I'll always be partial to butter and maple syrup. Keep it simple. Hannah went back to the classic eggs Benny, and it was great yet again. After lounging around for the morning, we wanted to try the American Diner for lunch since it was one of the only spots we hadn't hit yet. We started off with the Caesar and the Grecian salads. Both were fine, honestly not too much to report. They're decent. Hannah got the white bean chicken chili and I got the fish sandwich. Again, both were decent. But the main reason we came here was to try the milkshake. Once again, we're dipping into our onboard credit as milkshakes do cost extra. It's a pretty solid milkshake, but I don't think I'd want to pay extra money for it, but if you have onboard credit to spend, might as well. Speaking of, we still had some credit to spend, and we noticed this sign in the Garden Cafe, and I'd highly recommend looking for similar deals if you're on Norwegian ships. So we spent the last of our credit on the 2-for-1 special, and hit up Caye Texas Smokehouse for our final dinner of the voyage. Caye isn't just a restaurant, it's also a show stage and a bar where a live band will play country music and line dances, so don't be afraid to go check it out if that's your jam, even if you're not going to eat dinner there. For our appetizers, we got the deviled eggs, which were great, the crab cakes, which were pretty good, but we've had better on the Encore, and a big order of fried okra, which might have been the best thing we ate the whole day.
You know, our food hasn't come out yet. We can just replace all the sodium fried okra, and I'd be happy.
Hannah got the grilled shrimp platter and added a lobster tail, and she was happy with her choice. But since it was our last dinner on the Encore, I opted to go big before going home and went for the Pit Master Platter, which is a full pound of meat divided between beef brisket, pork spare ribs, smoked chicken, and jalapeno and cheese sausage, as well as side dishes. Overall, I thought the food was pretty good. It's definitely not beating your favorite hole-in-the-wall barbecue joint back home, but for the 2-for-1 special, it was hard to beat. For dessert, we got the skillet brownie, which, shocker, we loved, and a mason jar banana pudding. Get at me in the comments with your banana pudding opinions, but I prefer a cold nanner pudding with whipped cream and plenty of Nilla wafers, while this is the warm style pudding with meringue, and it definitely needed more Nilla wafers. So overall, not my favorite, but I get it, the banana pudding war rages on. Now that the major meals of the cruise are done, Hannah and I put together our fantasy meal lineup of Norwegian Encore all-star dishes. We each chose 2 appetizers, an entree, a dessert, and 1 honorable mention from everything we've eaten so far this week for what we would call our ultimate meal on the Encore. For Hannah's appetizer, she went with the shishito peppers from Food Republic and the grilled prawns from Palomar's. Her entree was the filet she got at Palomar's, and for dessert, she went with a mint chocolate mousse from the Manhattan Room, which she declared the best thing on the ship by far. Her honorable mention was the chocolate cake from Cagney's. For my all-star meal appetizers, I went for the shrimp fritters from Taste and Savor and the crab cake from Cagney's. For my entree, I went with the ribeye from the Cagney's portion of the Manhattan Room menu, and for dessert, I went with the Cagney's chocolate cake. My honorable mention was the seafood salad from Palomar's. So these are our lists, but let me know down in the comments, based on everything you've seen in the video, what your all-star lineup would be from this cruise, because honestly, there are a lot of great choices. The next morning, we pulled back into port in Miami, which means our time on the Norwegian Encore has come to an end. Thank you so much for watching, and let us know in the comments if you have any questions about this ship or this cruise or any Norwegian cruise for that matter. Be sure to like and subscribe to stay up to date with all our adventures, and we hope to see you on the next edition of Hannah and Joe Travel.